Welcome back. It's time to cruise away once more, my friends, here on Gecko. Welcome to the show with Derek and Joe. Oh, hang on, that rhymed. I could be a poet and I just don't know it. How fantastic. I'll get a notebook and write it all down. Anyway, listen, I'll do that later because right now we're here to whisk you away to the wonders of scenes like this. Beautiful beaches, turquoise waters and magical adventures in the Caribbean. Get ready to book a corker of a deal and just pause one moment. Let's close our eyes. And feel the sunshine raining down.
I can feel it on my face.
Hear the lapping of the waves.
The wind in my hair, the steel drums calling.
I can smell pina colada in the air. Oh, I'm there. It's the Caribbean. It's the dream we all wish for.
Yeah, it's where everyone wants to be. And you say the word cruising and most people think straight away of the Caribbean islands, right? Well, we have 3 different packages, 3 different cruise lines and 3 of the hottest deals for you. Later on, we'll sail on a recent addition to the Carnival Cruise Line fleet, the Carnival Venezia, on a trip that includes stays in exciting Orlando and epic New York City. Actually, we have New Orleans coming up later as well for you on a different offer. We'll also take a complete Caribbean cruise with MSC on their New World America sparkling ship, which includes 2 stays in Miami.
New York, New Orleans, let's do them all. In fact, we're going to do New Orleans in this first offer, actually, which takes you to the shores of the Caribbean with Royal Caribbean on their beautiful Brilliance of the Seas for February. But let's do a little tour of the States, and we've given one of the places away already, but it's not the first place we're going to, because first we are flying from Sydney to the place I'm flying to in just 4 days' time. Las Vegas, Nevada, here we come. We've got 5 nights in Sin City, the land of the dancing Bellagio fountains, the gondola rides of the Venetian and the pyramids of Giza at the Luxor. Just a few of the fabulous hotel complexes you can explore on your stay. And I tell you what, if you come and find me on social media, by now, by the time you watch this show, there should be 1 or 2 little videos of my latest trip to Las Vegas, because I've been, what will now be 3 times in the last couple of years, because it is just crazy, crazy bonkers as a place to be in. And you've got to go. You've absolutely got to go.
So much fun.
Even if you look at this and you think this is the last place on the earth I would want to be, you have got to go and see it. You've got to be there and experience it. You've got to go and see an Elvis tribute. I'm about to sit in row 2 for a Barry Manilow concert out there, which I'm really looking forward to. We were looking up some of the shows as well. You can go and see acts like the Eagles in the brand new Sphere.
Wow.
Entertainment complex. And, you know, it's not just about casinos, you know. There are shows galore. You can see tributes acts to all of the, you know, the famous singers and bands across the years. This very week, I'm going to see a Tina Turner tribute. There are Elvis tributes out there for you. They have the Australian Bee Gees, I think, out there as well. And we're going to that too. You can take a trip out to the Grand Canyon via helicopter or by road. You can do ATV tours in the Mojave Desert.
Hoover Dam.
You can do so much while you are in Vegas. It is just this mad, bonkers, crazy place plonked right in the middle of the desert. Take a helicopter trip over the Strip itself as well, because that in itself is a real, true spectacle. I can't wait. You've got 5 nights to enjoy it, and then we go off
to the big
you already.
Easy.
Yeah,
yes, New Orleans, somewhere I've spent a lot of time. I adore New Orleans. My goodness, it's the home of Louis Armstrong. In fact, you can head to Louis Armstrong Park right there. You have 3 nights in a hotel where you can, you know, cruise along the levee. You can head to Café du Monde for some delicious beignets. Head over to France Street for the amazing live music scene, and then of course you have Bourbon Street where you can walk along cocktail in hand. Head to Revolution Music Hall to see some and enjoy some traditional music. Magazine District, which is bustling and vibrant. It is a magical city, truly. Then it's time for us to cruise out of New Orleans, and we are heading for 7 nights at sea on the Brilliance of the Seas Radiance class ship from Royal Caribbean. Now, one of my first vessels I worked on with Royal Caribbean was Radiance class as well, so I'm really fond of this class of ship. Lots of glass everywhere. It's a little bit smaller than some of the mega ships that you might be familiar with from Royal Caribbean, so you really do feel like it's home from home, and you can get to know people well also. But a lot of the hallmarks that make Royal Caribbean one of the favourite cruise line for Australian cruisers time after time, the fantastic shows, the superb dining opportunities, the friendly staff from your stateroom through to your dining room servers, you will just be, I think, just taken aback by the attentive service and attention to detail as well that you get to enjoy on board a ship. This might be your very first cruise adventure too, so I think it's a great one to start with as well. Royal Caribbean started way back in 1970 with their very first cruise ship, the Song of Norway, and they have grown from strength to strength, actually having the largest ships in the world to this day. But Brilliance class is just that little bit smaller, which is wonderful. And then if you're traveling with the kids, they have Adventure Ocean, which is going to keep them entertained from dusk till dawn. You might want to do some cocktail mixing. You might want to go for a wine tasting. Maybe you want to do a behind the scenes tour of the cruise ship, or a Q&A session with the captain in the theatre. Tons to do. We're cruising out of New Orleans. Our first port is going to be Cozumel, Mexico, that beautiful island off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, with lots of Inca and Mayan ruins to visit in Tulum, for example, or perhaps some reef snorkeling and some of the best reef on earth. Then we're into Georgetown, Grand Cayman, talking of some of the best reef on earth. You've got Stingray City, where you can actually pet a stingray. Maybe you want to take a jet ski tour and or a catamaran, which will take you out to see the beautiful marine life whilst you're there. Great shopping as well. We're into Progreso in Mexico. Now, this is a stopping off point to see lots of Mayan ruins. You can actually head to Chichen Itza to see the Mayan ruins there, or just enjoy a beach day excursion, perhaps head to the White City shopping mall. We're back into New Orleans, where we'll disembark. We'll have another cheeky little night there before you head home, which is lovely. One of the things I loved doing in New Orleans was the ghost walking tour, because it has this amazing history, this kind of Creole history to it, New Orleans, and French, so French, Spanish, Creole, it's all combined. And you can learn about some of the haunted buildings, because some of the oldest buildings in the US are in New Orleans. The architecture is phenomenal. And the other thing is that's fun to do is the Mardi Gras Museum, because they have a big celebration there. So here's an overview for you. Flying into Vegas, and then through to these amazing ports in Mexico and the Caribbean before you disembark in New Orleans, and we fly you back to Sydney.
What an adventure this is. So much going on, isn't there? A little bit of Vegas, a little bit of New Orleans, a little bit of the Caribbean. All the flights are included in our package as well. So that's the flight Sydney over to Vegas, Vegas to New Orleans, and New Orleans back to Sydney at the end. You've got 5 nights in a Vegas hotel, 4 nights in all in New Orleans hotels, and your 7-night Royal Caribbean cruise on Brilliance of the Seas. No way. No way. Is everyone watching right now? Make sure everyone's looking at the screen. Look. Do you like the sound of what you've just heard in terms of the offering of this holiday? Snap this up as quickly as you possibly... Are you for real? $4,599 per person. That is stunning. To get so much, to get that lovely laid-back cruise with Royal Caribbean going around the Caribbean, to have fun time in Vegas, to have a completely different experience in New Orleans, both before and after the cruise as well. That's all the flights taken care of for you as well. That is an amazing package. Let's have a look at upgrades in terms of the cruise, because you might want to go up to Ocean View or to balcony for those. That's brilliant. Honestly, do not delay. If you want an adventure holiday, you're going to love Las Vegas. If you've never been there before, you'll just have an absolutely brilliant time. It is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And then a complete contrast in New Orleans, because that's all about the jazz and the blues scene and the music and the contrasts and just like stepping a bit back in time, I guess, in New Orleans, Joe, as well. Yeah. Amazing. Plus that cruise around the Caribbean with Royal Caribbean. It's great for everyone. Actually, I think this might be, I mean, take the kids by all means, take the whole family, but I think this might be a bit of an adults only affair. Adults playground time, I think, this one. Call us right now, 1300 408 765 if you fancy knowing more about that. And we can tailor that those stays as well, and add even more, change the numbers as you want to. But of course, to put a price on the screen, we we have to put some parameters in there to give you an idea. But you can always tailor them, which is great. Right, we're on a Caribbean roll, so let's add roller coasters and the Big Apple to an amazing 22-night trip for the 6th of May. Now, we fly first from Sydney. Oh, my word, here's another place you're going to love, Orlando. And with parks and attractions galore, we figured that 5 nights in a hotel here first would give you plenty of time to see all of this. This is a place I'm really looking forward to going to at the end of the year and doing the parks. I mean, I know there are lots of theme parks around the world. I know we have some ourselves, but
nothing like this, though.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't have anything like this end of the world for sure. And Orlando has it all. It has the big Disney complex. So you have Magic Kingdom, you have Animal Kingdom, you have also got Disney Studios there. You've got Epcot, which is simply amazing, SeaWorld, Universal, and then you have International Drive, which is bookended with fantastic outlet shopping and loads of theme bars and restaurants, which is super fun as well. You've got Clearwater not too far away. You can go kayaking in some of the cenotes, some of the lovely springs that surround the Orlando area, things that you wouldn't necessarily think about doing on Orlando, which is lovely. You'd take our air balloon tour or skydive whilst you're there. You know, these are things that are on offer whilst you enjoy this fabulous part of the world. Then we're on board one of the newest, most exciting Carnival ships on offer, which is the Venezia.
She's absolutely beautiful. This is definitely a holiday to bring the whole family as well. Bring the kids, bring the grandkids, bring mum and dad, bring nan and granddad, bring everybody on this one. Carnival Venezia is amazing, actually. She's been carnivalized from one of the sister brands, so she's a big, impressive ship, but she's got a real beautiful Italian styling. So she's all the traditional fun that you associate with Carnival. So all of the Carnival treats are there, which is fun all the way, all the water parks, all the live game shows, all the fabulous bars and restaurants and everything else. But you'll have an Italian twist to the styling inside. So for instance, you know, one of the main restaurants has a full-size gondola in there.
I love that.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yes,
the Venice-inspired atrium, which is Piazza San Marco as well. You have, by the way, a really interesting and engaging way of booking things while you're on board, and that's the Carnival Hub app. So you can book your dining and other useful information while you're on the cruise and order drinks and things. It just makes life easier for you as well. When it comes to food, Carnival are all about their delicious comfort food, from Guy's Burgers through to the Pizzeria del Capitano. And I have to say, I've been on board about 95% of the different cruise line brands out there, and I think Carnival has got the best pizza.
Oh,
just saying.
I
really do.
For sure, they are so good.
They make it fresh to order for you, like a whole pie. So it's incredible.
And on board Venezia as well, a different specialty restaurant, of course, going along with the Italian theming, is Il Viaggio, which is beautiful, really nice. So again, they have pizzas on the menu, of course. They couldn't not coming from Italy, but they've got Sicilian dishes in there as well, and things like the Milanese veal chop as well. You can watch the chefs in the open kitchen there as well. I mean, listen, it is all the fun that you expect from Carnival, and you're on board for 11 nights out of Port Canaveral.
Indeed, we're heading straight to luscious Grand Turk for our first call, the capital of Turks and Caicos Islands, bustling and beautiful. The minute you step off the dock, you'll see that incredible crystalline ocean with a wealth of tropical fish welcoming you. Great beach there. Aranja Aruba is next, and that's one of the ABC islands, and you have this lovely sort of flair of Holland, because it's Dutch Caribbean, but there's also lots of fun things to do, such as the canoe bus, which is a fun experience. Willemstad Curacao awaits us next, and this one is some of my favourite things to do here. I head to the sand-floored synagogue, that's a must-see. The Queen Emma pontoon bridge, also a sight to see while you're there, and the Blue Curacao factory. We're in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands next, and this has got some of the best shopping in the Caribbean down on Main Street. Lots of lovely little bars and restaurants there, and Megan's Bay is simply one of the best beaches in the world. I think it's one of the top 10 actually. We're into New York next, and we're going to disembark, and of course you have a little stay in New York. Well, I say little, it's 4 nights. That is a brilliant mini break in New York City, isn't it? And we're there in springtime. I'm sure there's a few songs that have been written about New York in springtime for sure. You can head to Central Park and see the blooms. You can stroll over the Brooklyn Bridge and just think, I am in New York City as you watch the subway crossing at the same time. There's Coney Island down in Brooklyn to enjoy, which is kind of very atmospheric as well. Maybe you're going to take a food tour and enjoy Little Italy in Chinatown and all those haunts, or you might have a favourite movie and want to do a tour all about that. You know, they do movie sites tours by bike or walking. Sex and the City bus tour, which is one I've done. You can have a flirtini in the bar that Aidan and Steve own. They'll take you to Magnolia Bakery as well. It's a really great tour, that one. But there's so much more to do in New York. You've got to ride a yellow cab. Forget about it. Yeah, just put your earphones in if you don't want to hear them. But it's a really wonderful adventure, this one. We're heading to, of course, to Orlando first of all for that mini break, through some of the best of the Eastern and Southern Caribbean, and then we're into New York, where we'll disembark and have 4 nights before we fly you back to Sydney.
Absolutely fantastic. Difficult to choose from all of these offers, isn't it, in the Caribbean, because you kind of want them all, don't you? But with this one, you've got fun time in Orlando, you've got your Carnival cruise for 11 nights, and then 4 nights in New York. We've done all the flights for you, all that sorted, the cruise and the stays all included in this price here, which you can easily spend just flying over to New York and staying in a hotel for a period of time. That is amazing. With this, remember, you have got so much more. The time in Orlando, the stay in New York, and the Caribbean cruise. That is ridiculous value for money. Now let's have a look at upgrades on this particular cruise then. This is stunning. How have we done this? Again, I am constantly, as the years go on, I've been talking about cruise on TV screens for the best part of 15 years, and in the last few years where the price of everything seems to have skyrocketed, I have to say our team are still getting you the most exceptional value for money. I mean, prices you look at and you think, that's unbelievable for what I'm doing. If I was trying to arrange this travel and this trip and trying to do it within that $5,000 budget, I'd run out of that budget very, very quickly. I'd go 3 or 4 times over that budget to try and do that much travel. It is ridiculous. Call us right now and get this booked before it sells out. 1300 408 765. And remember, that is a toll-free telephone call. Now, here at CruiseAway, as you know, we're not just about cruising. We're about putting these amazing stays, tours and adventures around the world together as one incredible holiday. And you know what? If you have never so far cruised, you're missing so much.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your en-suite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind, and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools, or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of, with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators, and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
Yeah, that's why you should be doing it. It's just so full. There's so many different things to do. Now, listen, we need to move straight on because we all like the sound of a brand new ship, don't we? We love it. And in April, MSC Cruises are launching their latest dazzling beauty, the MSC World America.
Wow.
She'll be taking 7 and 14-night Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises from Miami. Now, we're going to do one of each on this package, actually. It's 20 nights in all and starts on the 5th of November and next year. And we're flying first to Miami, having a few days there to relax, 3 nights in a hotel before we set sail on a double cruise. Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Double cruise, yes, I like the sound of that, absolutely. And you know, this is a wonderful time to be visiting South Florida as well in November, as the weather's great usually all year round. There is so much to see and do in this area. You can do as little or as much as you like, in fact. Some things I enjoyed doing in Miami are taking tours, like off the beaten track tours. You're like, you know, you might want to take a bike tour, for example, of Little Cuba, so you can learn about the history associated with that area, or Windward Walls Art District. Maybe you're going to take a cruise of the Bay and learn where Oprah and Mariah Carey have their houses on that famous island out there, which is the Intercoastal Waterway, actually. Then it's time to board the MSC World America for 14 nights, and you're going to have a back-to-back cruise to enjoy. She is launching in the spring of 2025, so she's not even been launched yet. She's going to be sister to the Europa, with 22 decks, all named after resort cities like Cozumel, San Juan and New York. You've got a spectacular world promenade in the centre of the ship with LED light shows and plenty of ocean views there. Find great bars, dining, shopping, parties, events. They have these big theme nights in the middle, and they have silent disco white hot party. It is buzzing in the centre of the ship.
See the bumper cars there as well. I think that's the first time we've seen that on MSC, and it's such a fun thing to do. It's a ridiculous thing to do. It's something you never expect to do on a cruise as well, and it's just really quite bizarre. That's a big slide as well, so you jump into the shark, and then suddenly you are many floors down. Wonderful.
Look at this. We've got Cliffhanger, which is an over-the-water swing ride at sea. Oh my gosh! Would you do it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
again and again, I would love to.
Oh my gosh. And what a thrill-seeking experience that's going to be. They've never done this before either. So, loads of new bells and whistles, a mini lighthouse at sea. I mean, it's just so much fun, isn't it? And our first port is Roatan in Honduras. Right there where you dock, there's a great little shopping area, lovely beaches, but you might want to take an excursion which takes you out to see the shipwrecks, maybe snorkel out to see the shipwrecks, or a zip line adventure. This is a great one to do through the rainforest for sure. We're into Costa Maya next. This enchanting Mexican port allows you sort of very easy beachside access. There's a swimming pool right there at the dock, and you can head to see the ancient ruins of Chacoben by shore excursion. I'd highly recommend that. Very interesting. Cozumel's next. This is just a dreamy island on the Yucatan, just off the Yucatan Peninsula, where you can do everything from horse riding to jeep safaris, or perhaps a day snorkeling the reef. Now, there's great shopping right there at the terminal as well. Remembering it's tax and duty free. Then we have a day to enjoy Ocean Key. Now, this is the very own private island of MSC. It's actually a marine reserve as well, so they have a real focus on sort of eco-consciousness. Now, the Bahamas have some of the most pristine reef and ocean in the world. The beaches are perfection. You can't quite believe it's real, in fact, when you set foot out there. And I think you just want to be drinking that in. We are back into Miami for the day, and then it's the start of our second cruise. Maybe just enjoy a day shopping in Miami. There's a great mall called Sawgrass Mills, which is actually one of the best malls in the world, it's been voted, which you can head out to. Or an Everglades boat safari. Maybe you're going to go and see the alligators. Then we're heading off on another adventure to Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Now, this amazing island has got so much incredible nature to see, lots of wildlife, monkeys, tropical birds, rainforest, crocodiles. You can do an excursion which takes in everything. Then we're into San Juan in Puerto Rico, one of my true favorites, where the Caribbean meets Europe and America all in one. It has a charming old town with an amazing fortress and cobbled streets. So cool. Then we're into the fabulous Ocean Key again, so you have another day in your own perfect paradise. you might want to just chill out on the beach, or of course everything moves shoreside for the day, so you'll have beach barbecues and dining options. Of course, the ship extends to this island. We're back into Miami. We'll have a further one night to enjoy Miami and relax before we fly you back home to Sydney. It is a wonderful adventure on offer, and of course Miami, this will be great for some last minute shopping. Head to South Beach if you can and see some of the amazing mid-century deco architecture on Collins Avenue. It's all protected. It is amazing, and all of this is going to take place on board a brand new cruise ship, which is, you know, world first, the World America by MSC. Of course, you're heading on a double cruise through Central America, Mexico, the Bahamas, private island, and then setting foot on the Dominican Republic through to San Juan, another day at that wonderful private island, and back into Miami, where you'll disembark, have a night there, and we'll fly you back to Australia.
Dreamscape holiday. We've sorted out in your package the flights to and from Miami from Sydney. 4 nights in total in Miami hotels, and your 2-week cruise on MSC World America around the Caribbean, a double cruise doing so much. And you've got 2 days at the Ocean Key Private Marine Reserve, which is really, really lovely. Treasured place to be, somewhere to just relax, and it's just you and the people from the ship who are on that wonderful resort for not just 1 but 2 days. Here is your price tag for the entire package, and given the fact that you're on the maiden season of this brand new ship, and she's the biggest and she's the finest and she's the newest, she's got so many firsts for MSC on board this ship, and you know the value with MSC is always to the max, so much included in your cruise experience. Here's the upgrade prices then for you on board: ocean view and balcony. Bearing in mind it's 14 nights of your 20 there. Are really, really amazing. I mean, honestly, what MSC do, because they are, I mean, the largest independently owned cruise company in the world, is they do things very, very differently, and the price of their itineraries is just amazing. I mean, if you've seen their offers over in Europe, which I know we feature a lot here at CruiseAway, honestly, for what you have on board, facilities and inclusions, and just the length of itineraries, the price tags are all winners, let me tell you. So 1300 408 765 is that number to call toll free if you want to know any more about that. Of course, if you wanted to tailor the stays even further, you can, of course. Maybe you want another stay over in the States while you're there. I'm just thinking Orlando isn't a million miles away from Miami, so maybe we could fly you over to Orlando first and have a few nights there to do the parks before you have a Miami stay, which is a nice way to kind of lead you into the cruise. You know, again, we can make all of that possible for you. All you need to do is talk to our amazing team on 1300 408 765. And when it comes to tailoring packages, we can really curate the perfect dream away package for you. You know, however mad and crazy you think your ideas are, challenge our team, because they'll find the answer.
We will, and we'll just put it together for you like a jigsaw puzzle. That's the wonderful thing. If you want to tack on a couple of days in the Florida Keys to your trip after that, we can make it happen. You're like, I want to rent a car, I want to drive to Key West and Key Largo. Speak to our team about that as well. We can actually put everything together for you and, you know, create that vision board of a vacation. That means that all you have to do is put down the deposit and everything else is taken care of. And I love this because it's like we said, it's a dreamscape vacation, a holiday that you can make happen. It doesn't have to just be a dream anymore. You can make it a reality.
Absolutely. It's really easy to do the budgeting as well, because quite often on our packages we'll have low deposits available, and then you can use travel pay later to split down the cost of the holiday down into 6 or 12 equal payments. Very, very simple. Again, talk to the team about that. Have a peruse around our website as well, cruiseaway.com.au, because there are literally thousands of different ideas for cruises and stays around the world. And we're here every day on Gecko, don't forget, at 10 in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon. So hopefully we'll see you back here soon.
Catch you later.